and welcome to the Master of Unlocking 2017 podcast number 1A75B.
-9er.
Yeah.
Underscore.
.69.
I'm Logan, your host. To my right is Caleb, who is inappropriate and has the...
Hey, that's the first time all night that I've done that, okay? You guys...
It's true.
It's
true.
We've had a failed podcast already. So,
something aroused me earlier.
was it the...
Hi, I'm Jason.
Yes, that's Jason, by the way. We didn't get around to that. Was that when we started singing the Family Matters theme song? Or
Yeah. It was something sexier
We've
than that.
been through Full House. We've been through Family Matters. What's round 3 here?
Oh, boy.
I'm looking at you, sitcom
Step
guy.
by
Yeah.
step,
See, I was
maybe.
thinking step by step,
Day by day.
Best start over to the... Okay, trivia question.
Yeah.
What city in Wisconsin, I gave you the state, was Step by Step located in?
I don't
Oh,
know.
jeez.
I have no
I
idea. Do you
didn't know
know?
it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, I thought it was like California.
I had no idea.
It would be Port Washington, Wisconsin.
Washington.
Okay.
How many family members were in Step by Step?
It was very Brady Bunch-esque. So
like 12.
no, because there was the oldest daughter.
Well, then some of
who
them got
was-
married too and stuff, right? Though.
Yeah, so I think we can't go that far because they had like there was the oldest daughter, the blonde, who was in My Two Dads.
Okay, this is really boring podcast material here.
No,
I'm
this
sorry.
is I want a full podcast dedicated to TGIF.
Okay,
Maybe
all
we'll
right.
start that spinoff soon. Yeah, there's the oldest daughter, the blonde. There's the dark-haired daughter. Then there was the oldest boy who was a dipshit. Then you're looking at the I think her name was Al. I just remember this because she was about our age at the time, so I kind of had a little thing for her.
Okay.
And then there was a boy that was like basically irrelevant and had nothing to do with the show, and so I think 5.
So-
and then they had another one later. They had a baby because that's what you do when all your other kids grow up on a TV show.
You know what they never did on Step by Step, to my knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't. I don't think they ever played video games.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
We all like video
Yeah,
games.
That's okay.
I have an
Fine.
important piece of information that will
Yeah.
take us out of this. I just looked it up. I couldn't find a porn parody, or at least was a licensed one of Step by Step. So
Okay.
I think we know what we need to do.
No.
turn it off.
Turn it off.
Go to Hollywood.
I get
and
to be
collect
Patrick.
cash.
I want to be Patrick Duffy.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So we're kind of early into 2017. There's really nothing out yet. So kind of want to go through and talk about what we've been cleaning up. I mean, after our Game of the Year podcast, I think we all had some things we wanted to kind of go back and play because it's been basically a month, I think, since then. And so we've kind of gone back and, so Jason, let's start with you. What have you been playing recently and, how's that been treating you?
I'm excited for this.
Are you?
I know the answer to this, and I just want to crawl in a hole and die.
So after understanding what kind of an impact it made on Caleb, I decided I would try his Game of the Year, Stardew Valley. It's great. It's very good. It's well worth the award you gave it. It's definitely on our top 10 list for a reason. Not only you, but I know now several people that have played it, and I don't know a person that has tried it that hasn't seen what it's offering.
There's at least something that I think that'll grab you. Either it's the fishing or the farming or the mining or the combat or whatever. One of those things.
So there's the 5 skill trees, right?
Yeah.
And what are they again? You just listed 4 of them.
Foraging, I think is the last one.
Foraging's the other
do.
one. Yeah, where you just go down and collect, or you collect material throughout the land, throughout Stardew Valley, throughout what's the town called? Pelican Bay?
Pelican Town.
Yeah. Pelican Town. It's super charming, and it's amazing how much time you can spend inside that game.
Yeah.
And the hours will just melt away.
So, in knowing that you started it up, I also started a new game, just to kind of, so that I could remind myself, because it's been a long time since I played it, and so that if you had any problems, I could kind of fill you in. And this time I went a little bit different route, and I started interacting with the people in the town, which I didn't do at all in my first playthrough.
Okay.
And I found that even that stuff is really good. Like,
Really?
there are some really interesting characters in there that I didn't even know existed.
I think what I saw of that on the periphery was that they're not afraid to really tackle some social issues.
Right.
There's the town alcoholic.
Yeah.
There's the town homeless guy.
Yeah.
There is there's the war vet that comes back with PTSD.
Right. Yeah. Who, by the way, this is one of the moments where I was like, "Holy cow, this game goes in places I didn't know."
Right.
Is when you go into that house. I don't remember the qualifications, but at one point I went into the war veteran's house, and his wife was making popcorn, and he like freaked out.
Oh, really?
Because he thought it was
noise?
bullets. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Holy cow, this game!"
PTSD and Stardew Valley.
Yeah. There's
This game is nothing how you have it pictured.
Right.
You have it one way in your mind, but then you play it, and it is something completely different and way more redeemable and way more special than I thought it would be. It's incredible. And it's only $15.
all this despite your game save bug that's prevented you from playing for a while.
You don't know about this.
I've heard about this, and I've heard it is a disaster on Xbox One right now.
So I chose, because I choose to play everything on Xbox One, I chose to play it on Xbox One. I played it for 26 hours, and I went to load my save, and I can't access my save.
Yeah,
It just goes back to the start menu or the whatever.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, I'm on their website page right now, and I think there is something coming.
Yeah, there's a patch coming that supposedly fixes this, but they're in, certification for patches takes a
right,
while.
and so they're saying early February is to resolve the issue where the save games become unloadable. Fortunately, they've discovered the reason, and after this next patch, it shouldn't occur anymore. Currently have a save file that won't load. It will likely work once again after the patch comes out. The patch will also fix other issues. I'll share the full patch notes when it has been finalized. The console patches should be out early February.
We could probably talk for hours, you and I, Caleb, about how great
Right,
it is.
yeah.
And so I don't want to necessarily do that, but it's pretty much the only thing I've played since we talked about Game of the Year, and then we all kind of had
26 hours, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I've played. It's the kind of game where you sit down at 7 o'clock and it is 11:30 and you don't know how that happened.
Yeah.
Because there's so much
Or
to
it's
do.
3:30 in my case.
Yeah, I can see how that can happen. There's just so much to do. Every day there's a lot of things to manage and do, but what's also great is you just make that choice and it's not stressful because there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
And there's the day after that and the day after that. And you can eventually get whatever you need, and get it done.
Some people can get stressed out by there's only so much time in a day.
The min-maxing of a day.
But once you get it through your mind that there's no possible way to get stuck in this game. There's always a way out. So, and there's kind of a soft, at the end of year 2, there's kind of a soft end point where you might want to have some stuff done. But even if you don't get that done, don't worry about it. You can always come back to it. So,
Which was patched in, right?
Yeah.
Because it was a missable thing.
yeah, originally when the game first released on PC, that was completely missable. But then enough people were like, that's an insane requirement to have after putting in so many hours. I just learned about this. And the developer was, by the way, the developer is one guy, which makes this all the more impressive.
Yeah.
Chucklefish.
Is that the publisher?
Chucklefish is the publisher on
Consoles.
I think on all three,
Oh, even on
actually.
Steam too?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Sick Hit Games.
Concerned Ape is the developer. It's just one guy that did that.
It's so impressive.
Yeah.
One guy produces a thing that people are spending like 300 hours in. Like this ridiculous hour count. And I was looking through the thread of the bugs. I'm upset about missing 26 hours. There are people in there that like, I'm at 200 hours. I'm at like 250. I'm at this crazy amount of hours. This one guy made a game that people are pretty much spending like half a year on, and it's $15. It's incredible.
I do just want to mention, just simply because our channel is mostly focused on achievements and trophies. The achievements and trophies in this game are a grind. So don't go into this game expecting to 1,000 it.
That's a great point.
You're talking at least 200 hours, and you're talking 2 playthroughs.
This is the last gushy thing I will say about it, and I'll shut up. It is the first game in over a decade that I haven't been led by the achievements. I've been led by the experience. I never looked at the achievements once. It was about the game,
right?
Not about the achievements. And it's been over 10 years since I didn't look at an achievement list first.
Yeah.
For every game I've played. So that has to say something about how it affected me. So that's it for me. That's the brief. That's what I played. And I'm very happy I played it.
And I'm glad you like it. I'm still not going to play it. And actually, you have reaffirmed my reason for not playing it, because it sounds like it's a time suck. And I will be honest, I'm in a position in my life I don't have time for a time suck.
Yeah,
that is I need something with a solid ending. I need something that I can say, this is going to take me 15 hours. This is going to take me 30 hours. I can't go into something and just go, I don't know when this is going to end, and like I could start at 7:30 and I just don't have time for that. I got too much other stuff going on.
It's kind of a shame, because this is one of those games, like Jason said, where I don't know anybody that's tried it and not found something they like. But
I'm sure if I really played it, there would be something I liked. I'm just not in a place where I can do that, and I've got other things I want to play that it's not going to be a priority for me.
So
I guess, let's switch over. Caleb, what have you been playing?
I have a really good segue.
Yeah, okay.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
No, now we're all hyped up for it. Now we're just going to be disappointed.
Well, we talked a lot about my number one game of the year, for 2016. And I want to go back to Jason's number one game of 2016, which was Uncharted 4.
Okay.
And I have not played any Uncharted 4 since we talked.
Okay.
But I went back on YouTube and I watched the cutscenes. Well, a lot of the cutscenes. And I gotta say, I was pretty harsh on Uncharted 4. There, you have it. I was wrong. You were right.
It's not what it's about.
There were sections of that game that, and when I first started, I'll be honest with you too. That first half of that game, and I think I even said it in it, was shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was monotonous. I thought the stuff of going back in time with the brother was awful. And it was like the first 5-6 hours. It was.
I totally disagree. But that's okay.
That's okay. I think the
awful's pretty crazy.
The gameplay got kind of repetitive and on a cycle that I didn't really like. But for me, it really is redeemed by the cutscenes, and I realized that after having watched a lot of them again for the second time.
I think if you're not enjoying the game, I can understand how those cutscenes become lost on you.
Right.
Because they're like, what, when you break down the percentage?
Yeah.
What are we talking? We're talking like much. 15% to like an overwhelming 70% of gameplay that you may not be enjoying. So I can understand how you get there. I was really affected by the cutscenes in that game. I think there's really nice nods to the fan base. There's some fan service in there that's classily done. The way it ends, and there's that. I didn't get a chance to talk about it on our Game of the Year talk, but I talked about the moment where she stares at him, where they're at the table, where this happened to and Avery, right? Are those the pirates?
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Okay, so
Thomas too, yeah,
where he kind of is talking about how amazing it is they're in this room where they all perished, and then after that, there's the better or worse chapter, and they have the moment where they're on the elevator and they're talking, and he's already apologized, and they just kind of he's trying to feel out the situation. He's like, Elena, are we okay?
Yeah,
because he's basically done what Nathan Drake is a dick. And he's done everything that he can.
I'm just enjoying their website. I think it's well done.
Yeah. Oh, it is really nice.
I'm just sitting here like, so if we were talking about some cutscene stuff, here we go.
So they're riding up the elevator, and she says, for better or worse. And like, this guy has done horrible things to their relationship and tried to throw it away, and she still sticks with him.
Yep.
And I just think some of that is, it's really strong storytelling, and I don't think we got very much good storytelling last year, and it was the one place that really scratched my itch.
I think you're right.
Where in years past, like there was The Last of Us and BioShock, some of those years where the powerhouse story narrative, like you're going from one great narrative experience to the other, and Uncharted was the only place where I was like, oh man, that's
And I say
good.
I think the story was good. With the parts I did not like, I just did not like at all the parts where you were a kid with your brother. I didn't think it flowed well, and it really annoyed me. And then just, I think, Caleb, what your biggest beef with it was, let's go to this spot. The treasure's not here. It's almost like playing Mario. Like the princess is in another castle. Go to another thing.
I think if you were to rip out all of the gameplay, this would have made a really awesome movie. And
yes,
I think that's just putting in even if I'm being the harshest I can possibly be, I'm calling this a mediocre gameplay. And an awesome movie with mediocre gameplay is still an awesome game.
Yeah.
So I'll give it that. I think I was a little too harsh when we were talking about it before. So that's the reason why I wanted to bring it up.
I say it was Jason's number one. I think it was my 6, if I remember right.
And it wasn't on my list. And
it wasn't on your list at all,
even
yeah.
after all of this discussion, it wouldn't be. But it's it has redeemed itself quite a bit in my mind.
So I think they're just since we're talking some news and stuff here, I think they're doing a story update with little story DLC, and I'm trying to find where that is. This is multiplayer DLC.
Well, it's a standalone thing. It's not.
Oh, it is a standalone thing. I thought it was going to be some DLC, and with what's her name? That's
a standalone game. They announced that the PlayStation.
I thought it was.
I think it's technically standalone DLC.
I think it's standalone DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not a game.
Oh, it's a digital thing.
Right.
It's not a game.
It might have a physical release. Who knows? But if it does, I would think that it would be.
While we're throwing bouquets in Naughty Dog's direction, good lord, they have figured out a way to make the most out of the PlayStation hardware throughout the generations, or at least what's the PS3 and PS4.
Agreed.
Holy cow. Like that trailer for, officially.
So this is Uncharted The Lost Legacy, arrives next year on PS4. So this
trailer, if you haven't seen it, stop watching this. Go watch it, because it looks, man. Yeah. It looks great. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like if the Uncharted Digital Deluxe Edition or the Explorers Pack, you'll get The Lost Legacy as a download at launch. Otherwise, so that makes me think it's DLC. Then, so if you bought one of the bigger versions of it, you're going to get that. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay for it. So yeah, and that what is her name?
I forgot what her name is.
Now I'm like sitting here reading through this.
I forgot what both of their names are.
Chloe and Nadine. Nadine. I was like, why can't I remember her name?
We couldn't remember her name when we were talking.
We did too. So obviously, she really stuck in our heads as a memorable character. But so
what else, Caleb?
Yeah, what else is going on?
So one thing that I've been kind of curious about, and you guys know this, but maybe listeners don't. I am not a multiplayer guy, like for the most part, but that also kind of leaves me hanging on some genres that have just ignored completely.
Sure. And
there's been like between Dota, League, and Heroes of the Storm, there's a lot of people that play MOBAs.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of curious why, okay, I'll pop in. They're all 3 free, so why not try them out? So I have now tried all 3.
Really?
Okay.
Yep.
No kidding?
Yeah.
I
have not played a human.
I had no idea.
I didn't either. I'm pretty surprised here.
I have not played versus a human at all yet. Just bots.
Okay, sure. That's fair. Yeah, that's practice.
Yeah, and I will say that I totally understand why people like Dota, but I do not. It's really complicated, and there's a lot of stuff you have to know.
I hear it's impenetrable.
Exactly, and it's if you know somebody that plays, you could be walked through it, and you could get there. But it's more work than I wanted to do, especially just playing for one night. I didn't want to do it. League is much better in that regard. It's pretty easy for somebody to prime you on it. There's not as much there. But it's also still got a lot of, especially if you're playing with somebody that's played before, they're going to be frustrated with you because you have no idea what you're doing.
No kidding.
And it feels like you're missing out on a lot of stuff just because you're new. Heroes of the Storm, on the other hand, is completely newbie friendly.
Really?
So that's been the one that I that I actually enjoy the most, and I did enjoy playing it a lot.
Heroes of the Storm, is that StarCraft, or am I messing that up?
Yeah, well, it's Blizzard, so it's all of Blizzard's franchises mashed into a MOBA.
Into a MOBA.
Yeah. So
Really?
StarCraft, Diablo, there's even 2 Overwatch characters in there.
Oh wow!
Really?
I didn't know that. I thought it was all a separate thing.
And
Tracer.
Zarya, I think.
The like big Russian looking
Right, yeah,
spiky haired chick. Yeah.
And that game, I play as Raynor, who is the protagonist from StarCraft 2. I've played him the most, and I really like him because he only has... Normally, the characters will have 3 abilities and then an ult. And Raynor, one of his abilities is passive, so you don't have to do it. So he really only has 2 abilities and an ult, which is more my speed. So I know in certain situations which ability to use, and I'm still terrible at the game. But
where's Raynor at? Have you seen
I'm
him?
trying to go through here and see.
I don't know what
they're not in any
what
order.
they put them in.
It doesn't seem like they're in any sort of order at all. Raynor, Renegade Commander.
Oh, okay, there he is.
So that's when I played the most, and I really enjoy playing him, which I'm surprised I actually enjoyed playing this game. But of the 3, I am by far most likely to go back to Heroes, just because I feel like I don't have to do homework to play the game.
Less barrier to entry on
Right.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've heard that from other people before too. That it's much easier to pick up and play versus we're league. So I guess if there's tiers, it's Heroes, League, Dota.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. By far.
Wow, we really are covering all bases.
Yeah, that's what I kind of wanted to do. Was
Cool.
I am more than anything. I'm curious about a lot of stuff, and I want to check it out. So, yeah, I did that.
Neat.
Interesting. Anything else, or you're doing Stardew? I saw you're doing
a little bit of
Xbox.
Stardew. I started playing a visual novel called Lady Killer in a Bind. I'm not very far into it yet, though, so I don't really have much to say. But it's like, this is going to sound really weird saying it, but it's slightly erotic. You play as a very horny teenager in this thing, so it's a little bit uncomfortable to play at times.
No,
but
totally comfortable.
Do you have a senpai?
no, it's not Japanese.
Oh, it's not Japanese.
No,
okay,
it's not
I
Japanese.
figured
What
that.
is this thing called again?
Lady Killer in a Bind.
Is it Steam?
It's on Steam now. It originally came out not on Steam, just as a standalone thing.
Steam's been because they've been a little age restricted on stuff.
That apparently
I've
they
heard
came
of this
out and
thing.
said- yeah.
Sorry, yeah, I have heard of this thing.
They came out and said that wasn't the reason it was on Steam. It was some kind of contract thing.
Okay.
But it finally did release on Steam like a couple of weeks ago, so I picked it up because so many people were talking about how great it is.
yeah.
And again, I was curious. So,
Right.
but I'll
It
talk-
has sexual content,
Right.
nudity,
definitely
indie,
has nudity.
visual novel, female protagonist, story rich, and anime are the tags on Steam.
I'm 45 minutes in and I've already seen nipples. So
Sign me
if
up.
that-
You know, I think God of War 2 gets you about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
I want to say God of War 2 might be 10 to 15 minutes before you get some nipple.
So, yeah,
Whoa! Is it $30?
it is $30, which
God bless.
is kind of pricey. But
'Kay.
the person that made it, Christine Love, also made Digital, a love story, and Analog, a hate story,
Okay.
which are 2 games that I really enjoyed. So
Okay. Yeah.
I thought I've confused her with the female developer with pink hair. She did.
Sybil.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't remember her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had her confused.
So when you
for
say
that.
it's a graphic novel type game, are we talking like adventure game, or I guess
Think like
here you're handing
so.
me.
I know you're you're not a visual novel expert here. So
Okay, I'm not. So
you're basically talking a background and then excuse me, sprites on the screen, so like characters, and then text.
okay, now I get. Now that I've seen some screenshots, I just didn't know that was a genre.
It's like Frank's Adventures. You remember Frank's Adventures?
I always remember Frank's Adventure.
Have you heard of Frank's Adventures?
I have not.
Oh boy,
Maybe I should.
it's a Flash game.
It
They made
is.
3 of them, right?
Yeah, and there's
Frank's Adventures makes me giggle.
I'm doing a.
It's the best.
Yeah,
I'm over here just.
I know. I'm like, so I should probably pull up. Someone pull up. I am doing a terrible job of things. You should be handing me this, and we may not go with this, but yeah. So yeah, there's stuff here. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Now I get what you mean. I just didn't know that was a graphic genre.
Yeah, there's not a lot of gameplay.
Why is there a cat here?
Okay, so you you can play in save for work mode. So if you're on a bus or whatever,
That's really funny.
so it's either a cat or a Christmas sweater that covers up, which is pretty great.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Let's pull some Frank's Adventure. I'm sure there's there should be some screenshots. Because Frank's Adventure was definitely a flash game. Mozland. There was Mozland.de had all those fun things. So yeah, this is kind of like Frank's Adventure stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Very.
That looks like it has more gameplay than a typical visual novel. Most of the time, you're talking about
You kind of walk into places. It's very like
you wouldn't even there's not even that.
You walk around the city. And
There's an overhead map.
Yeah, this is also like Saved by the Balls.
Saved by My Balls.
Saved by My Balls. Yeah,
that was another big flash game.
Jeez.
There was it was this weird time. This is like a decade ago when we were in college. Flash games were still big, so that's what you did to kill time.
Yeah.
And so Frank's Adventures is literally porn. I mean, it's literally porn. You go talk to a girl and you have to get her naked.
Okay.
And so you go collect things and then you get her naked, and it's the best.
Gotcha.
And then
that is not what I was looking for. I was looking for Streets on Fire just because I loved that.
Streets on Fire is great. Oh man, this is that song, Streets on Fire. Just a meme or something
That's
like
what
that.
it's just Streets on Fire. Yeah, it's like, is that what this was here?
No, that's an anime.
No, it's Streets of Fire. Yeah. Wow.
All right. So anyway, that kind of it reminds me of that, but it sounds way more classy and way more.
Yeah.
It's Frank's Adventures.
It's pretty well done, at least so far. There hasn't been anything super raunchy yet. So
Okay.
To use Flash. That's great. See if this
Anything else?
That's basically it for me.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Oh boy, that's fire! I hate to think how many hours I just spent. This is 2005, probably playing that.
You got bored, you had to do something.
Right. So for me, I have been playing Caleb's other game of closest to game of the year. I've been playing The Witness.
Oh, cool! I didn't know you played this.
I have been playing The Witness.
Have you been playing it solo?
So here was a crazy idea that my wife and I tried to play it together, and that may or may not be a good idea. Because one, she wants to be the controller person,
okay,
and she hasn't really played a lot of first person walkie type stuff in a while, and boy, is that hard to deal with.
Maybe you should walk and then hand her for the puzzle.
Right. I think that's where we need to kind of go. But then she gets mad at me, and then I'm just trying to pour her another bottle of wine and just keep drinking. Just keep.
Logan's gonna get a divorce over The Witness.
Yeah, it's
Witness the divorce.
So we started playing that. I will say, when Jason and I played it, we started in the section with the trees.
Yep.
And Jason and I sat at those damn trees, and we never figured it out. Within the first minute, Andrea started doing that, and I look up at the tree, and I said, "There's a fucking piece of fruit in that tree."
Oh, no! Really?
Yeah.
I was trying so hard not to tell you guys while you were playing that.
And I just was like, "You have got to be kidding me." I know. Jason's banging his head, and I'm just sitting there going, "There's a piece of fruit up there. You've got to be kidding me. There's a piece of fruit up there."
You draw the line to the fruit.
You just draw the line because then the tree branches are all based on on the puzzle, and you just draw the line to where the fruit is.
Hopefully we didn't just spoil a big section of the game for people.
It's one of the first puzzles of the game. You should
you can go anywhere.
That's true. You can go anywhere, but I think
anywhere.
that seems to be one of the
It's pretty close to where you start out.
Yeah, it's close to where you start out. So we've unlocked a couple things at this point.
Okay. The lasers,
yes, they've gone up. So we've done some different things we've done the ones with the dots. We've done the stuff with the environmental puzzles where you got to go up and around the stones and those different types of things. And so, I mean, we're 3-4 hours in, maybe. Nothing too deep at this point, but we figured it just might be one of those things that we just it's winter. It's like on a weekend night, we're just grab some drinks and play The Witness for a little bit. So that's going to kind of be our go-to thing for that. So I'll say I'm enjoying it. I will see if she continues to play with me or not. If I think she likes it. It's just we were yelling at each other on certain things and stuff because
that could be a challenge.
No, go here. No, don't do this one. And then
Speaking of games with your wife, I just need to give my lovely wife a shout out, the mother of my child. I told her like the night before, she's like, you can play Stardew Valley. And I was like, she was really supportive because she was like, you really like this thing. You should enjoy this thing. And I was like, thank you. Even though you're staying up way too late, you're enjoying this. So I was really appreciative of that. I was like, I can't access the farm.
Yeah.
And she goes, Elliot's farm? Yeah, I can't access it. And she's like, well, then we fucking rebuild, Jason. And I was like, I don't even want to do. Thank you, but I don't really know. Rebuild. She's like pointing at the TV, and it was a very supportive thing because
That's awesome.
She could tell I was really bummed out.
Yeah.
She's probably excited to not see blood and guts on the screen.
There is something to that. She's like, "What is this? This is different."
There's color.
Yeah, color
and fun sounds, not
chainsaws.
Yeah.
Are you milking a cow? That's awesome.
Yeah, she was very supportive. So sorry, you guys are playing The Witness. That's cool.
So we're trying that out. It's my wife and I have been together for 17, 18 years, and it's going to end on The Witness, but it's
you had a good run.
We had a good run, but
maybe don't play Overcooked.
Or
just
stay
stay away from that.
No.
Have you played that?
Not yet. That's on my list.
That's on the list. I would like to maybe try that. Well, how much is it? Cheap?
I think it's pretty cheap. Yeah.
Maybe we should just buy it and play it.
Speaking of games that my wife and I almost ended a divorce with, Jackbox Party Pack.
Okay.
Go ahead.
At New Year's, we
which one? 3?
3.
Okay.
It's Jackbox Party Pack 3. We Jason and I and our wives and a couple of other people got together at New Year's, and we went to play Jackbox Party Pack. And there's one of the games that you basically have some rules in the room, and you either like it kind of asks you a question. I can't remember what the name of the game is called now, but it asks you a question, and it's like, okay, it's like Spot the Faker, I think is what it is. And everybody's supposed to raise their hand, and it's like, oh, hey, who here hasn't picked their nose? And everybody raises their hand, but one person they don't know what the question is. So you're supposed to find the person who doesn't know the question, and it's usually some just dumb fun questions. And it's like if you ever farted in public, and so that if somebody didn't raise their hand, you're like, yeah, everybody's farted in public before, so you know that they're the faker. But she's over there just being like anti this. Like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to follow the rules. Like, I don't want to listen to anybody explain the rules of this.
And then she was the faker.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's just like
a good play.
No, she's just like, this game's dumb. I don't want to play it.
Oh.
Logan's trying to get everybody to try something new.
I'm trying to get everybody to play it. I'm trying to explain the rules. She's shutting me down.
Okay.
We're done. We're getting divorced. It's all over with.
Have you guys played Trivia Murder Party?
We did play Trivia Murder Party, and I think everybody enjoyed that at least, because it's one of those that you can come back from.
I said I was going to get out of the house, and I got out of the house.
Yeah, you did. You made a comeback.
I got it out.
That's by far my favorite one out of that pack. I love that one.
It's fun. Yeah, your little ragdolls trying not to, and then you die, and you're the ghost. It's charming. It's neat. I like that.
So that one was fun. So yeah, we tried out a few of those things, and then we defaulted back to Cards Against Humanity, which is always a thing.
It works. Everybody likes it. It makes everybody laugh.
And it gets everybody's involved. Because, there was, some people who were there with us that they didn't even pick up a controller or pick up their phone to even try to play.
Oh.
Like, it was like, it's too good for this type of thing. So.
You gotta have the right crowd for that.
Yeah. So we did that. And also, I have been diving deeper to Final Fantasy 15.
Okay.
I think last time, or Game of the Year when we talked about this, Caleb, you had finished it. Jason, you and I had maybe finished Chapter 1 at that point in time. So we weren't very far into it, a couple hours in. I am now about 20 hours in.
Okay.
I'm on Chapter 9.
Okay.
I've been screwing around with a lot of side quests. I'd also say that I've probably got at least an hour or two of paused game in there.
That happens.
So that happens with your timer just gets a little screwy there. So I think I was a little hard on it at first.
Oh, no, you weren't.
No, because I think I figured out the combat. Okay. There's still a couple things that are funky with the combat. Like the B button during non-combat is sprint, but in combat is your attack button. But every once in a while in combat, I'll just start sprinting.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that one at all. Like, it's either make it a sprint button all the time and then have a separate attack button. That part's annoying to me. But I have figured out how to start doing different dodge rolls and stuff and how to get blindside attacks and blindside links to start happening on a regular basis. So I think I've started to figure out that whole thing and how to warp to different spots to get myself to where I can heal and I'm not using potions all the time. And I think I've got a good understanding of the combat system now, which I did not have before.
The combat never clicked for me through that whole game. So maybe I needed to experiment more or whatever.
And now I'm out doing hunts just because I like fighting things. Okay. And so I've actually not gone any farther in the story in the last, in game days, probably the last 4 game days.
Okay.
So because you have to, there's a day-night cycle in the game. So I got to a point in chapter 9 where it was like, oh, if I go here, I'm done in this area for quite some time. So I just thought I'm going to start going and clearing out the hunts and getting some experience for that. Just build myself up for.
That means I'd never finish it. I bet. Yeah. That's how I would probably
the hunts. The thing is it's kind of like, oh, here you can quick get yourself there. The problem is sometimes when you quick get yourself there, I'm not sure actually which is faster, doing the auto drive yourself there. So like when you actually like you're sitting in the car and driving yourself there, or the fact that the load screen of just quick transport there is just as long. So I think it's actually better to just drive there, which is oddly weird that you'd think like, oh, here's would you like to quick travel for this? No, you're not quick traveling. The load screen's that obnoxious. I will say the story is still not that great. Right. But I'm liking the gameplay enough that I'm ignoring some of the story and going back and having fun with the combat stuff that I wasn't expecting to do, especially after, I think, your experience with it and my initial experience with it. I
think this is going to be one of those games I think that maybe in a couple of years I come back to and try again, and maybe I'll like it the second time. Yeah. But man, the more I think about that game and the more time that passes, the more I just look back at it like, man, I really just didn't enjoy playing that game. But maybe that'll change in the future. I don't know.
There's times I'm still marveled at how great that game looks.
It does look pretty good.
You get into different areas. The variety of monsters that come up it's surprising. I thought it was just going to be a lot of recycled Final Fantasy monsters.
Right. Which is typical.
And I'd say it's 50-50. At this point of things, because they're able to put some more detail on these monsters than previous games, and they can behave differently because of the open world aspect of it. And I'm surprised at how much more I'm liking it and how I'm kind of taking my time with it, as I thought I was just gonna plow through it and try to get done with it. And I'm enjoying it.
That's good to hear. I think that I really like the way that game looks, and I talked a lot. I gushed about the scale. And I think I think that's what it does really well. And so we're finally there. Technically, I'm very bummed out that the story isn't. I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of lukewarm things about the story, and I wish there was something more to it. That's all.
I'm kind of making my own story in my head, at least, or trying to do different things at this point, because. I don't know. You look at a lot of Final Fantasy games, and there's always a weird little love story in it. And the love story in this game is you're just trying to marry somebody that you don't even know. It seems like it's an arranged marriage.
It's really not even that. It's more about the friendship you have with the other guys.
Right, and it's a friendship thing. But then now I'm trying to do this whole thing because there's Iris that's in the game. Yeah. And you have the option when you're walking around town with her. She kind of gives you a tour of Lestallum to kind of be really nice to her. So now I'm trying to hook up with Iris, and I'm going to leave Lady Lunafreya in the past, and I'm going to hook up with Gladio's sister, and we're going to start some shit. And he's going to be angry at me because I'm doing his sister now, and so now I'm doing my own story, and I like it.
Tisk, 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 Logan.
Sounds like this is gonna go well for Logan.
This is all going to end poorly, and I'm going to hate the game. So in about 2 weeks, I'm going to say this game sucks. Didn't get the story I wanted. So we kind of done talking about current state of what we're playing. Let's maybe get into what we're looking forward to. You know, we've got our first.
Let's take a quick break first.
You want to take a quick break? Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll talk about what we're looking forward to here in the first part of 2017. And we're back. We're going to start talking about our, kind of wish list here for, I guess not maybe wish list, but what we're looking most forward to here in the next few months of 2017, at least stuff with release dates. So we've got the calendar pulled up here, just kind of looking at some things. Early this year, there hasn't been a whole lot come out. We had Gravity Rush 2 come out the other day. Caleb, you interested in that at all?
No, I didn't really like the first one. I played it on Vita, and I really didn't like the way it controlled. So, not really.
Okay. Next week, we've got a couple of at least some bigger releases. You got Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
What is that, Caleb?
Caleb and I will at least talk about it. So this...
Logan's the Kingdom Hearts guy here.
So this isn't Kingdom Hearts 2. They did Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which was Kingdom Hearts 2 with an HD remake. Okay. Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is going to bring together a lot of the mobile games, and they've redone them for console. So you're looking at, I believe, if I probably even clicked it, I'm sure it would say.
Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance.
3D, Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah. Birth by Sleep.
No, it's not Birth by Sleep.
It's 0.2 Birth by Sleep.
It's 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, okay. So the reason I was interested in this game, because I've heard really good things about Birth by Sleep.
I played Birth by Sleep all the way through.
And did you like
on
it?
PSP. I loved it.
Okay. So I wanted to play that game on PS4, because that sounds cool, and I see it in the list. And then I see somebody mention that it's not the full game, it's an epilogue to the game that's like an hour long.
I think Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
I think Birth by Sleep proper is in 2.5.
It is, but that is only out on PS3 as of now, and not on PS4.
Right. Yeah, that's right. They did change that up. I will say that my daughter and I played through Kingdom Hearts 1.5 on PS3 about a year ago. And just because she's interested in the Disney stuff.
Right.
So I'm trying to get her interested in video games and everything. So, and I will say that we thought about doing 2.5, but I gotta say, I don't know if I really liked Kingdom Hearts 2 enough to play it again. There's a couple other worlds that it might be worth checking out, for the most part, I didn't think it was worth looking at, and I think the story starts to get a little too weird.
The story gets
at that point
super weird. It moves at a snail's pace.
Well, you look at all the stuff at the beginning of that game. It was just awful, and who is this person? Why am I playing as him? Why does he look exactly like Sora? Roxas, yeah. Who are all these guys in black coats, and why do they all have spiky hair? And I don't want to answer those questions from a 5-year-old when I gotta be honest, I don't know how to answer those questions still. And I would say I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Sure.
But you're looking. Birth by Sleep is kind of more of a story about Aqua. From what I'm looking at, the 0.2 version, which is some different stuff with some different things, I think, with Organization 13, and I forgot that guy's name.
Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So, and then there's this back cover piece, which is not even playable. No, I think it's just a video.
It's from one of the mobile phone games, I think, or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah,
so it's just basically the story pieces that go into that. 2.8 is kind of just a hot mess of some really nothing, because Dream Drop Distance I don't even think was that well liked.
I think it was.
You think so?
But it was on DS, I think.
It was on 3DS.
Oh, 3DS? Okay. So I just don't think a lot of people played it.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people did either, and so I think they're just trying to get people ready, and there's a big gap for the game because I even think I heard an interview this week about Kingdom Hearts 3 that we're even talking 2018 now.
Oh yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, so that's kind of disheartening. But
so you skipped over something on this list. I
didn't skip over.
No, not
what? Don Bradman Cricket 17.
Yes, I'm a big Cricket fan.
Okay,
I just want to go back to January 12th here.
Oh, okay.
Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. I saw that on the list and I was so excited because I love those games. But that's the Japanese release date, and there's no date for America yet. So
some of these might be Japanese dates. I think your first big AAA release of the year, we're looking at Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, or is it Japan? Is it called Biohazard 7 : Resident Evil?
I think it's Biohazard : Resident Evil 7.
In Japan?
I think so, yeah.
That is so weird. Yeah. So that we'll probably be checking that out next week.
Of the three of us, Jason, you're probably the most interested in that, right?
I am super excited about that. Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
I like the Resident Evil games. I don't feel like I've seen a lot of this game.
Yeah.
This
might be a
strategic.
Good thing. Yeah.
Which is fine.
On purpose.
And I'm good with that. I mean, I think we're going to get, as we get farther down the list.
And that's saying something even with a preview of it that went live for everybody.
And when did they didn't even really announce this until...
Because it was the kitchen demo.
Yeah.
And then it got announced at the Sony presser at E3.
Yeah.
And it was announced that it was available for VR on PS4.
Right, that's right.
And will be coming to everything. And it's just a first-person game. And from what I can tell, you're in a house that's just a derelict. Bravo Team's
Helicopter's a derelict. The house is not a derelict. It might be dilapidated. But the only thing that's ever a derelict is Bravo Team's Helicopter.
Bravo Team's Helicopter. That's a shout to the GameCube version of Resident Evil 1, right? I don't think they said that. Did they say that? I don't think they said it in the original one.
They don't think they said it in the original one?
Anyway,
sorry.
I think this is some of this had to be in development before PT, right?
Yeah.
I mean, long before, but I think it's going to scratch that itch, that thing that people were drawn to PT about. And frankly, I could, once again, when I gush, and I could gush about PT for a long time. I think for what it was, this little cool thing that we lost in time forever, it's really neat. It looked gorgeous, and it made me very uncomfortable. And I think that you're going to get some of that from this game. Now, how they handle combat versus the jump scares versus just a cinematic experience. I'm really excited to see how they handle it. Whether it goes down in flames, whether it's great, I'm just excited because it's fresh.
Is it launching simultaneously as a VR game?
Yes.
On PS4.
Okay.
Available in both, right, Caleb? VR and non-VR?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they separate games, or is it just the standard disc?
No, they're the same game, is what I understand.
Okay, I'm
pretty sure
in VR.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
just,
you go to
and
VR
I don't
mode.
think you have. I don't think you have the ability. I think it's still like control based. You'll just be wearing the
headset. So it's first person view, but it's not going to be like the kitchen demo.
You'll be able to immerse yourself as kind of the.
You're not going to grab the ice cream cones and start whacking people with stuff.
Right. I love the era of this game too, like the VHS thing. Did you hear about the way they demoed it to and the way they marketed it to game reviewers and people to give them early access? They sent them a box that looked like something else, and then it had a VHS in it, and then they had to go find a VHS player and play like a creepy trailer for Resident Evil.
Cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I did see that part of that box was also a severed finger flash drive. And
I didn't see that part.
The severed finger looks just like a penis. I mean,
yes.
If you want a penis sticking outside of your computer, track one of those down.
Track one of those things down. They got the fingernail on the other side, so you can't see it or something. That's great.
I'm very excited about it. I will. I'll probably play it the day it launches.
Cool.
I'm ready for it.
Yakuza 0, is that a prequel?
I think that's also Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. All right. I will let that go then. Double Dragon 4. I assume that's a port of something. I don't remember the.
I think that's actually new, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that something new? I don't know anything about Double
I don't
Dragon.
know anything about it.
I don't know either. You know what? That's how bunch I care. That's a Droid and iOS game. There's a soft Fire Emblem thing. Dynasty Warriors, Godseekers.
I
Anybody
think
still?
a lot of this is Japan.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much of this on the American list that I'm looking at.
Maybe is there a way I can filter this by America?
Just keep going. I'll throw this in here.
Right. Okay.
The next big thing is probably Neo.
Hitman. If you want to give Hitman a shout.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the month.
You know, I'm not even seeing that on this list. So
Hitman, the January 31st is the first complete season. So Logan, you're probably going to go back to that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. That was what I was waiting on to go back into that because I only did the first. Paris and the demo, and
do the Game Informer one. It's really good.
Okay, we'll do that. I can't even type game.
So while he's doing that, Neo, I think Neo looks cool. It reminds me of Onimusha. I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping it kind of scratches the soul's itch for me.
I could see that. The inventory stuff that I saw from it's pretty dense.
Yeah.
So maybe it will, in fact, with all the item collection and all the augments for your character and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It looked like they were promoting a boss battle pretty hard.
Yeah. The boss. That's probably my favorite thing in video games is boss battles.
Really?
So if it has great boss battles, I'm all in.
I may get your impression on that, but I'm strongly considering playing it. And then the next week after that is something that
For Honor,
something that I have played a little bit of.
What do you? Okay, yeah. Tell us about that.
So
you played it at PAX.
At PAX, yeah. I did not like it at all.
Bummer. Did it look nice?
It does look nice, and I can see it being kind of cool in a single player setting. They did a multiplayer demo for us.
Oh.
And it was maybe it would get better if you're more skilled at the game, but it was basically. Like whoever had the most people in the area won, because as you're engaged in combat with one guy and another guy just comes up and stabs you and you're dead. So it was kind of lame, but maybe one-on-one in like a single player thing would be cool. I don't know.
I didn't think it looked that interesting, I guess, from at least from the videos they've shown and everything else. I didn't quite get any sort of itch to play it by any means. I just thought, I was like, this just looks like some kind of hack and slash like thing with no real point. That's I guess was kind of my thought on the whole thing. People like Sniper Elite.
Not me,
but
some people maybe.
It'll do well. It always does.
All those games do well, but I'm not want to play it. Halo Wars 2. I played a little bit of Halo Wars 1, but I could care less about this.
I played Halo Wars through, and I like it. I don't love it, but I'll probably pick up 2 at some point and play through it.
Yeah, if there's a lull somewhere, maybe we'll see something. But
on the 28th there, the onslaught, at least for me, starts.
Yes, Horizon Zero Dawn. Very excited about this. A story trailer came out yesterday, I think.
I also got to play a little bit of this at PAX, and it was an extremely short demo because we were time limited. But I got to run around, kill a couple of robot dinosaurs. It played really well even then, and that was back in August.
August, yeah. So
I think all three of us are on the same page with that one.
Yes, I think we're all very interested. I'll be hopefully I'm going to try to get a HDR TV by then. We'll see how that goes. So we can maybe do some comparisons of Pro versus
that'd
non.
Be cool. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that. My goal is that CES happened, and they usually put pretty good deals out on TVs around Super Bowl week. So that's my hope is that I can snag one of those Samsung SUHDs Quantum Dots that are usually like $1,400 for maybe like $1,100. It's kind of my hope. But so
and then literally 3 days later,
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and your Switch comes out.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously all the other Switch games that we talked about that podcast is now lost to time. Thank you, Audacity, or whatever that was that broke on us. So we got 1-2 Switch, Super Bomberman, all that fun stuff. Just Dance, nothing, nobody cares.
We'll look at some of that stuff, I'm sure.
We'll look at Zelda.
Caleb's got a Switch on the way.
Zelda at least.
Yeah, and maybe what we do is maybe we can even see if we can Gamefly like 1-2 Switch or something and see if...
Podcast brought to you by Gamefly.
I know. Or Family Video.
Yeah.
This brought to you by Marco's Pizza and Little Caesars. Whichever Family Video you have. And then you kind of get into this, I forget that this even happened and has such an early release date of Ghost Recon Wildlands, March 7th.
I'm actually kind of surprisingly excited about Ghost Recon Wildlands.
It could be cool.
There's just been so little co-op in the past 2 years that I'm ready for something to play in co-op.
And I guess I would be interested to play that in co-op because the Ghost Recon games I've played in the past where you tell your people where to go has always been a clusterfuck. Yeah. And I've not liked those games. So if as a multiplayer game, I would be interested in that if we can get a group of us to play, which I doubt will happen.
Me, I'll probably have to wait on that just because March and April are kind of ridiculous.
March and April are ridiculous.
Because of the next thing. Well, partly because of the next thing on the list.
Does anybody want to play Star Trek Bridge Crew?
No.
Nah.
I might look at that. Out of morbid curiosity. I don't even like Star Trek that much.
It's a VR thing.
It's a VR thing.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, we have access to a Rift. So I might go ahead and.
You a Trekkie secretly?
No, okay. Not really. No, no.
I know maybe.
I'm like scraping my brain. I like those new movies.
I like some of those new movies,
but I don't know enough about Next Generation or anything like that.
I have never watched any of those. Yeah,
or even the proper original Star Trek movies. I don't know anything about them.
I just know Picard.
But Nier looks awesome, and I really liked the first game, even though the combat kind of sucks.
Nier did mediocre as far as reviews, right. But people seem to like it.
You loved it or hate it.
The story is awesome.
Okay.
Oh, really?
There's 4 different endings. I never did all of them, but the last one, to get the last ending, it takes a long time to get to, first of all, and then to get it, you have to delete your save. Huh? Yeah. To me, that's kind of awesome. I know you're looking at that now.
I'm you know what that makes me think of? It makes me think of a Kojima thing.
Yeah.
That's what it makes me think of.
Then your Danganronpa.
Yeah, if this was a different time period, I would probably pick that up and play through the first 2 games again, but too much stuff.
Yeah. Then, Link's going to play Star Trek Bridge Crew.
I'll take the bullet
Jason
on that.
Will play that. We'll do that. And then Mass Effect Andromeda, March 21st. Another game that I would say hasn't had a lot of pomp and circumstance at this point, which may be a good thing.
Yeah, it's BioWare has come out and said that they're trying to follow the Bethesda route of marketing, where they announce a game. Well, they announced this a long time ago, but really reveal a game and then maybe 6 months later it's out.
Mm-hmm. And it's just been one of those where it was there's been talk about it, but there hasn't been. There's been one gameplay trailer, and at this point in past games, you look at most AAA games life cycles. 2 months out of release date, you've seen a lot of gameplay, and with this, I think they showed a variety of gameplay in the trailer. It's just you're used to that just constant dump of stuff, and I haven't seen that. Right. And maybe that's just a new marketing thing, which
I would really like. If that
I'm on with that too, because I don't like to watch gameplay trailers of things because I don't even like regular movie trailers because I want to be. I want to be surprised. I want to see an initial trailer of just here's what this is, and then after that I'm done. I don't want to see anything else.
And then watch 3 months later, here's the actual thing instead of this. Here's 4 years later. Oh, we're still working on it.
I would. I'm probably maybe in the minority, but I would almost be. Just tell me the game is going to be out in 2 months and show me one quick trailer and be done with it. Yeah. I don't need...
No, I'd be okay with that.
I think that's what kind of hurts games sometimes too, is it's you get 2-3 years of hype sometimes only to have it just not even exist.
Yep.
Here we'll go back to news real quick of a game that's not going to come out ever, Scalebound.
Well, that's not a great example for your point because Scalebound didn't have a ton of gameplay or whatever.
It's been at 2 separate E3s.
Yeah, but they were quick demos, and that's about all they did.
They showed a boss fight at the last one. They showed multiplayer and everything else. They spent a good 5-6 minutes on it.
I think that game looked fucking dumb.
I never said it looked good, but I will say that they've hyped that game for 2 years.
They did spend some if anything, say what you will, carving out any time in a press conference for anything. You've got to have some kind of faith in it, I guess.
And when you look at it's been for an hour press conference for 2 years straight, it had at least 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then to just cancel the game, That's.
I don't think it looked very good.
I don't think it
You're
looked
probably
very
right.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't surprised. It looked visually, it didn't look up to par with the stuff we're seeing now.
No.
It looked behind, and I thought
Got random dude
dumb.
throwing on a pair of Beats riding
I
a
thought
dragon.
it looked dumb.
That's really dumb. Yeah.
So you and I, Caleb, will probably play Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Do you? I usually just mainline those. Do
No.
you explore?
Everything.
Yeah, I just mainline them. I don't. I typically move on to something else quickly. But I really enjoy the space opera, the setting for that. It's just that sci-fi scene works for me.
Yeah.
And they do a really nice job, especially with like character relationships
Characters,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. It's just it's in a class all by its own when it comes to character development. Those games are great, and I'm really excited about Andromeda.
I'll watch the cutscenes of it, or I'll watch you guys play.
Yeah, no, that's a perfectly acceptable way to actually experience it.
I say like I'm not a big fan of how Mass Effect plays, but I like space opera
What
type
was the
stuff.
last Mass Effect you played?
I played 1, I know, and I've heard that it changes big in 2. But at this point, I think I'm kind of stuck. And unless people could, we'll see.
I guess maybe if you were going to try to reboot, it would be now.
If it would be now, so that might be the thing. So maybe I'll give this one a shot since this is a new start. So yeah, maybe I'll give it a whirl.
Okay.
Oh geez, some more. Oh, you've got. Oh hey, Kingdom Hearts 2.5 remix.
Yeah.
PS4, March 28th.
Not skip. I'm skipping those.
You know,
I just don't even care.
maybe in the summer. MLB The Show. The show is always at least a graphics powerhouse.
Looks nice.
Worth looking at, but it's never really anything worth playing.
If it's the
than-
one game you play a year, if you're a huge baseball fan,
Right. Because
there are enough.
baseball
Well,
game.
yeah, there are enough people that buy it where they continue to.
And here's
Play it.
the point of the year in which you will not see me anymore for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because Persona 5 comes out April 4th. So we've now...
Unless it gets delayed again.
I'm pretty sure. Let's look and see. So you...
That's not coming out on Xbox.
No, only PS4.
Yeah, it's only PS4.
Really?
Well, and PS3, I guess.
Yeah, PS3, oddly enough.
I thought it was coming out on Xbox.
Nope.
Now.
Huh. Okay.
So, Caleb, you have 18 days to finish...
Well, go back to
Zelda.
the last day of February there.
Okay, so you have 3
Things
days.
get tight, don't they?
You have 3 days to finish Horizon Zero Dawn. You have 18 days to finish Breath of the Wild.
Okay. It's a little more doable.
God.
You
bless.
have 2 weeks to finish Mass Effect Andromeda.
Sure.
can
Okay,
do
got
that.
it. Yep, done.
You can do
And then Persona 5 comes out, and then are you good, or do you need to play ukulele?
Yes, ukulele is another day one for me,
It is?
Yep, so-
okay, so you got a week to finish Persona 5.
which is minimum 85 hours. So, yep, I can do that. I got it.
And
85
then-
hours in a week.
That seemed crazy to you.
I'm
85 hours.
I'm overwhelmed, I gotta tell you. I'm glad I'm not Caleb at this point.
But then April after ukulele.
After
hits,
ukulele, we're
catch
okay.
up time.
Yeah.
So then you'll get. So yeah, then you can go back and maybe play some other stuff. Maybe finish up those extra quests or whatever.
Yeah.
And
We'll see how I handle this. I don't know. That whole month and a half.
You got a
period is
rough-
going to be a blur.
February 28th to April. Let's just go 18th. So let's just go from February 28th to Easter.
Yeah.
Caleb is going to disappear.
Yeah. I'll see you guys.
See you guys.
See you around.
We'll come over. We'll come over. We'll throw up the capture
Sure,
device.
yep.
We'll bring a mic. We'll see how it's going.
I don't know, man. The setup time is going to take away like 15 minutes of gameplay time. So
Okay. I will come over with my phone and I will just point it at the screen and we'll...
Here's Caleb. He hasn't showered in 3 weeks.
I'm pretty sure he got fired. I'm not... He doesn't know that his paycheck has stopped coming, but... and then we get into May. The only thing that I think is officially announced for May is is Injustice 2, which
I'll probably play that eventually. I like the first one.
I
The story's
really
pretty cool.
I like the first one a lot. The story trailer for this just dropped the other day. I'm very intrigued. I think it looks great, but I mean, NetherRealm. They know what they're doing with fighting games. They make stuff look great. I mean, if I assume they're using the Mortal Kombat X engine, which
gotta be the
is
same
it's
thing.
going to be the same thing. It's how they did 9 and Injustice 1. I'm really looking forward to this because a lot of this stuff that you're very excited about, I'm pretty lukewarm on.
Yeah, you guys were a little silent during all of that. But
I will be playing Horizon Zero Dawn. My month of March is I'm going to enjoy some basketball.
maybe I'll try to get you to play some Danganronpa. One of the other of you.
I don't even know what a Danganronpa is.
We'll keep the slate clean and
Keep the slate clean. We'll go from there.
I'm looking to I may take on Persona.
I've never played a Persona game.
I didn't play 4, and I realized 4 is fantastic. I did play 3 through.
Yeah.
3's really good. I hear 4 is better. So
What's Persona? Just can you give me a quick down and dirty of at least the style of a game?
It's JRPG. I mean that much is obvious.
So there's
right?
a lot of hours going into that.
Yeah. So the Japanese version of Persona 5 is out. It's been out since August or September.
It's been out for a while.
Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite websites, howlongtobeat.com, where they
I use that a lot too. Yeah,
you record your game time, how long it took you to beat the game. The quickest one on there, I think, is 85 hours.
Whoa! Yeah. Maybe I won't be playing Persona 5.
Yeah, it's a commitment.
So the thing I love about the Persona games, you have your dungeon that you're doing your combat and stuff in, and the combat's good. It's not the thing that I love about the game, but it's good. But the thing I love is when you're outside of the dungeon, you play through each calendar day. Mm-hmm. So you wake up in the morning, and what are you going to do in the morning? You're going to go to school? You're going to go hang out with friends? You're going to go to a movie? What are you going to do? Mm-hmm. And depending on what you choose, that will help you the next time you go into the dungeon. So if you go to a movie, maybe if it was a scary movie, maybe now you have +1 in, I don't know, like defense or something, because you're
all hyped up.
Yeah, you're hyped up from the movie. Or if you go hang out with a friend, you can increase your rank with that friend. Those are called social links, if you ever hear anyone talk about Persona games. And then when you do stuff in battle with them, you get a better result because they're closer to you.
It's like getting links or chains or something like that.
Or they'll start doing things for you automatically. Like,
I'm gonna give you a
hey, I'm at low health, so automatically one of my friends is going to throw me a potion or whatever.
Right.
Stuff like that. And I love the outside of the game, like outside of the dungeon part, because you have to decide. It's the loop. I just love the loop of, okay, let me just play one more day.
Explain to them what a Persona is.
Usually it's something, it's like your soul or something, I guess would be the easiest way to do that. And in every game you evoke it differently. So when you bring your persona out, that's what fights. So you have a sword or whatever, and you can go up and just stab the enemy.
Right, you have yourself.
But your more powerful attacks are your persona, which is like a spirit thing that kind of floats over top of you, and they can cast magic, stuff like that.
Okay.
The coolest one is Persona 3, where you use what's called an evoker, and you literally shoot yourself in the head to get the persona to come out.
That's why I love that one.
So
you blow your brains out
every time
the persona comes out.
Of course, you
kind of like a
summon
summon of sorts.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Is like some sort of like alter ego type thing. That's like
it's so hardcore.
But at the beginning of battle, you see all of your party members, and they all just put a gun up to their head and shoot, and that's how battle starts.
It's so great. It's so great. That's why, of course. Why would I?
Of course, you like that.
I was the first time I saw it, I was like,
I think,
and this is why your wife is excited to see some happy little
farm.
Because otherwise you're just watching suicides, and if you're not doing that, then you're watching documentaries on serial killers.
Right.
That's not what character assassination here.
So Persona 3 is really dark. You're shooting yourself in the head.
Yeah, that's why I think I like 3.
But Persona 4 is way lighter. Yeah. You're going to the beach with your friends and stuff like that. And then 5
that's actually what turned me off of it a little bit, unfortunately.
It's very colorful.
Yeah.
And 5 looks like it's kind of in the middle. So,
I was hoping for a nice kind of like a streamline in the middle, because in 4 it's just it's got this aesthetic that's very cheery.
Yep.
And 5 looks like that, but there are also some like foreboding undertones that are there too, like the chair thing. Yeah. Even there, you were just like, this seems
somewhere in between Faces of Death and DOA Beach Volleyball 2.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wrap it.
Um,
That's perfect.
the last thing that I'll say is that, well, I guess I'll leave it there. I'm just super excited about Persona 5.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you know what's
excited about
interesting is we were looking at release dates here, and I'm not seeing a release date still for South Park: The Fractured
Yeah.
But Whole. And I thought that was supposed to be an early 2017 game, but I think they still have not nailed down a release
Doesn't
date.
even have a placeholder date.
The
No.
first one was pushed back a lot. And
It
I know it
was.
went through development hell because they
But they switched developers.
they switched developers and all that. But
But this
It's a
shouldn't matter.
miracle it worked,
yeah,
really, because it's quite good for being bounced around. And
Right.
I'm talking about purely like the gameplay aspect
Gameplay,
of
even,
it.
yeah, too. I mean, and
Could
for
have
them
been
to
way
just-
worse.
And yeah, usually, I mean, you look at a story being an issue, but this is, yeah, I mean, they've got, I don't know what's the holdup with that at all right now either, but I think that's one that I was looking forward to, I guess, at this point, because I mean, that had a December release date. That was December,
Yeah.
first week of December. It was supposed to be out at the same time as Last Guardian, and which, yeah, but we talked about Last Guardian. I was trying to remember if I
done with
finished.
that.
Trying to remember if I finished that before we talked last time, but please.
Yeah, I am really pumped to play Resident Evil here in just a few days, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah, I guess, here we are a few days out. It's Wednesday. We're looking at, next week.
can I just quickly? I'm just going to list off some of the other stuff that possibly could come out in 2017. Agents of Mayhem,
Yes.
Caligula, which you guys probably don't even know.
That's a movie?
Crackdown 3,
Yes.
Cuphead,
Yes.
Danganronpa 3.
Thought we were didn't we just talk about that?
Uh,
oh, no, that's
we-
1 and
yeah,
2
we're talking
reloaded.
about
Yeah.
Days Gone,
Yeah.
Detroit Become Human.
I'm
Detroit.
excited about. Oh man,
Detroit. Yes.
those are two games I'm really excited.
I know,
about.
and some people hate David Cage, but I like my David Cage.
The remake of Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age.
Did you play Beyond?
I never did. I never played
play
Beyond.
it.
It's
It's
okay.
super weird.
I heard it was
The ending
it's not
sucks.
great.
Yeah.
You should play it. You should play it. You totally should.
They re-released that on PS4, didn't they?
Yeah.
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 You should play it.
If I get some time, maybe here I'll do that.
This one's a long shot, but God of War.
I keep hearing that is a 2017 release,
We'll see.
and I don't believe it.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series.
That'll come out.
And
Oh, I forgot I played all the Batman Telltale series.
we're already on a different segment.
Damn it! I missed it.
You had your chance.
I did. I played stuff.
Even bigger stretch here is Kingdom Hearts 3. That's not coming out
That is
this year.
not coming out this year.
Lady Layton. It's they're switching from Professor Layton to a Lady Layton game. So
Okay.
I'm excited about
That's
that.
your-
Lady Layton.
Nino Kuni 2. I don't know if you guys.
also you.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
me.
that's a you thing.
There's been a Pikmin game floating around on Nintendo for quite a while, so maybe we'll see something.
Yeah,
maybe
we'll
not
see.
though, because otherwise we would have seen it at the
I think
Switch.
they would have shown it at
Yeah.
the Switch thing. Yeah, and I didn't see anything there.
Prey,
Prey. Yes.
Oh man, I'll play that.
That looks all kinds of dumb fun.
Pyre, which is the next game from
Yeah.
the makers of Bastion and Transistor.
Okay. Oh yeah, the sporty one. Right.
There's there was it an early access last year or was it a demo or
I
something of
think
that?
there was just demos.
Demo
of it,
that came out was that
They
was some
they
trade
had it at
shows.
PAX, but the line was always super long.
Oh yeah, so I was like, I think I remember people talking about that they played it, but it must have been like an E3 or PAX type of situation.
Here's another big one: Red Dead Redemption 2. I know we're all pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Is that gonna come out?
It doesn't have a
is.
release. Yeah, I guess it just
it
said
is?
2017. There was nothing for it, but
Yeah,
Man, I will be in
Yeah.
there for a while.
yeah, I'm gonna be in the Old West for a few days.
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Rhyme, which is the one that kind of looked like Eco.
Okay, I
Now
remember
that Last Guardian's been out, I think that might have missed it could have filled in, and I think it's missed the.
Oh yeah,
missed the
and I
spot.
think
But Sea of Thieves. Perhaps.
I'm excited about that. I think
I
I'll
kind of
play
want to
that.
know what that is. Yeah.
yeah. There's something I think coming out. I think maybe a demo coming out soon for that. I saw.
We already talked about South Park. This is probably another stretch, but Spider-Man, the PS4 game, Spider-Man.
See, now I think that has a chance of coming out this year because the movie comes out this year.
Okay.
The early footage of that looks really nice.
Yeah,
And that's developed by.
Activision, right?
No, it's I don't remember now.
It's a big developer.
Yeah, it's one of Sony's.
It's not Naughty Dog, is it?
No, it's not Naughty Dog. It's like is it Gorilla?
Maybe
no.
it is. No, it can't be Gorilla.
Is it? Was it?
Gorilla's Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it the people that did Sunset Overdrive?
No, it's a Sony studio. Santa Monica? Is that who it is?
Maybe.
No, I don't know.
Well,
I can't remember. I remember it was like when they showed it.
Sunset Overdrive group wasn't that the Ratchet and Clank group, or was that Jack and Daxter group?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Insomniac is who you're thinking.
Yeah,
of.
Insomniac.
Is it Insomniac?
I don't know. Maybe.
Keep going, Caleb.
Super Mario Odyssey. I'm really looking for that. This one's not happening, but The Last of Us 2. I know.
No, that's
That
gonna
was
be
a
like
killer trailer, man.
that's like 2019, I think.
The Surge, which is I don't know if you guys what was that game called? Lords of the Fallen. Have you heard of
Yes,
Lords of the Fallen?
I know what
it's like a Souls-like game. The Surge is the same developers that did that. Except
Insomniac is developing
really? Okay.
Spider-Man. Sorry.
So The Surge is kind of like Lords of the Fallen, except for it's in a sci-fi type of setting. So Souls in a sci-fi setting. I'm kind of on that. And then maybe Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. We'll see.
That seems like if it's a standalone DLC type thing, then I would see that coming this year.
Just the stuff that we talked about for sure is coming out, and then that list right there. This could be one hell of a year.
I know there's something even I had it in my head, and then about something else that might come out this year, and now I can't think of it off the top of my head. As we were going through that stuff, I thought there was another opportunity for something. And now it's gone.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well,
yeah,
it's gone.
There's still room for surprises.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
too.
there is. There's plenty.
There will
of
be
room
things that are announced at E3 that come out this year.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean we're looking
The COD, the Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, there's got to be an Assassin's
Creed.
Creed.
Yeah, they said there's an Assassin's Creed this year, and I think that's Assassin's Creed Egypt.
Oh, I don't.
I think
maybe Assassin's Creed always leaks, so it's probably
I
out
think
there.
that's what it is. It was like an Egyptian thing that they're going to do this year. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, just like you said, there's going to be a Call of Duty. I can't imagine there's a world without an annual Call of Duty at this point. Then again, I didn't think there'd be a world without an Assassin's Creed annual release either, and that happened last year. So
Be cool how they dip their toe back in the water.
Battlefront, if you guys are into that.
Star Wars Battlefront this year. It's
really?
Yeah, so Battlefront 2 is coming out this year. I did see that.
I probably won't play it, but
I say
cool.
I picked that up. I played it for a weekend and sent it.
We'll see. Maybe there'll be a campaign this time.
maybe
You never know.
that works for Titanfall.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a proper numbered movie coming out this year too, so they'll have that to tie into.
Motivation there for sure.
Yeah, so this way they can at least say, "Oh yeah, well we got this piece of the game that we can throw into it." And
I'm excited.
Me too.
I think it looks like another good year.
Yeah.
I thought last year was okay,
Yeah.
but it might be even harder to play catch up this year.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big games this year where I feel like this past year there was a lot of good small games.
Yeah.
And and when I even say small games, I mean I'm talking 10, 12 hour games where
Right.
I mean, we just talked about how
There's a lot of open world and
a
RPG
lot of
stuff.
open world RPG stuff just in the first quarter. I mean, that little stretch between February and the first part of April was, well, you were looking at 80 plus hours on some of those games. Because I can't imagine Breath of the Wild is just going to be done in 20 hours. Maybe you can mainline that, but I wouldn't imagine that that's going to be a short game.
But yeah, should be a good year.
Yeah, so maybe we'll get together and do this after, because Caleb's going to disappear for a while. Yeah, we'll see when we get together and do this again, but
We'll do some videos.
yeah, there'll be plenty of videos up because we've been lacking in videos because there's been a lack of releases. So
Safe to say we'll do a Resident Evil one.
safe to say
absolutely.
safe to say Resident Evil's going up, and then I would say you're going to start to see some more stuff pop up here and there, maybe some achievement guides. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I played Batman, and I like Batman the Telltale series, and I'm going to say that.
It's too late. You missed it. You missed your shot.
I'm saying it. I liked Batman Telltale series. The engine sucks, but I think the story was good, and if you like Batman, play it. There, I said it.
Turn off.
Okay, we're turning off.
Okay, bye. Thanks for listening to the Master of Unlocking podcast for first one 2017.57289er.
Love you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.